There's one question every man will hear from a woman at some point in his life. It sounds innocent. It feels harmless, but the moment you answer it, you give away your power. That question is, what are we? Most men panic when they hear it. They start explaining, justifying, overthinking. They think answering it will bring peace. But in reality, it destroys attraction because it breaks the very thing women test for emotional control. You see, women don't ask that question because they need clarity. They ask it because they won't feel your certainty. They're not listening to your words. They're feeling your energy. In today's dating world, most men think being open and emotionally available means sharing every thought, every feeling, every plan. But the Stoics and the truly powerful men throughout history understood something deeper. Silence creates gravity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The nearer a man comes a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." When a woman asks, "What are we?" she's not really asking for a label. She's subconsciously testing whether you're centered or dependent on her approval. Because the moment you rush to define, to please, to explain, you've already placed your peace in her hands. And once you give her emotional power, she loses respect for you. Here's what happens inside most men. The fear of losing her triggers the need to control the situation. You start thinking, if I tell her what she wants to hear, she'll stay. But that's not control. That's anxiety disguised as love. The Stoics called some emotional slavery, being ruled by what's outside your control. In this case, her reactions, her moods, her validation. When you answer too soon, you destroy mystery. And mystery is oxygen to feminine desire. A woman doesn't fall for the man who gives her certainty. She falls for the man who is certainty itself. That's why the same woman who ignores your text can chase the man who barely speaks. It's not about playing games. It's about energetic contrast. She feels his composure, his silence, his lack of need. You talk because you fear losing her. He's silent because he knows he doesn't need her. That's the difference between reaction and mastery. So, what's the Stoic secret here? It's this. You don't know emotional explanations to anyone who tests your peace. Women test to see if your emotions control you or if you control your emotions. And when you're spawned from calm, not fear, it changes everything. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom isn't the absence of connection. It's the absence of emotional dependency. When she asked, "What are we?" she's really asking, "Are you strong enough to stand still in uncertainty?" If you answer too quickly, you tell her no. You show her that her question, her emotion, dictates your peace. But when you smile, stay calm, and redirect with confidence, you become the man who cannot be shaken. She feels that. And that feeling, more than any words, builds attraction. Let's make this practical. When a woman asks a high-emotion question like, "Do you even care about me? What are we? Why haven't you texted me all day?" she's not seeking a logical answer. She's seeking an emotional experience. The weak man gives her logic. The strong man gives her presence. The weak man reacts. The Stoic man reflects because he knows. Every question she asks is a test of his center. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who has not mastered himself." That's what this is about. Self-mastery, not manipulation. Not mind games, but understanding your energy. Silence, calmness, and controlled expression communicate more strength than 1,000 words. When you don't rush to feel the silence, it becomes her ally. And in that silence, she feels her confidence. She feels safe, intrigued, drawn. So how do you handle it in real life? Let's say she looks at you and says, "What are we?" Pause. Smile slightly. Keep your body language open but still. Then say something simple and grounded like, "I'm not in a rush to label something that's still growing." Or, "Let's not define it. Let's just live it and stop talking." The power isn't in the sentence. It's in your composure after you say it. Because when you remain calm under emotional pressure, you show leadership. You show security. You show she can't shake you. That's the energy women crave. Not just attraction, but trust. She might tease, test, or even get quiet. But deep down, she'll respect you because you didn't break your frame. Remember, every time you over-explain, you trade power for approval. Every time you hold composure, you gain influence without words. Your silence says, "I choose peace over panic." And that's magnetic. So ask yourself, how many times have you answered out of fear, not clarity? How many times have you tried to keep peace by giving away your power? The Stoics knew true love and respect don't come from need. They come from self-command. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you'll find strength. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop negotiating with your own worth. You start radiating quiet confidence, and that silence speaks louder than desire ever could. So the next time a woman asks you, "What are we?" Smile, stay calm, and remember, you don't need to answer every question to be understood, because the man who controls the silence controls.